Hi friends, welcome back to my channel on statistics. If you are seeing my videos first time, then do subscribe. Let's go to the topic. In this tutorial, I am going to give you brief introduction and quick overview about hypothesis testing. Hypothesis testing. We all are know that hypothesis testing is backbone of statistics. Why because hypothesis testing mainly involve in statistical inference and why hypothesis testing is important means it has wide applications in biostatistics. Okay, in biostatistics. Okay, then what is the literal meaning of hypothesis testing means? First we are taking any some assumptions, then we are saying that it will be going to the acceptance or rejection. This is the main basic of hypothesis testing. I will give you brief introduction about hypothesis testing and with examples also with clear basics. Okay, see, a, a statistical hypothesis is an assertion or assumption or conjugate or concerning one or more population. Means what is the meaning of hypothesis means assumption. What is the literal meaning means any assumption about the nature of population. Okay, to prove that a hypothesis is true or false with absolutely certainly, we will need to absolute knowledge. That is, we would have to examine the entire population. Okay. Instead, hypothesis testing concern on how to use a random sample to judge it is evidence that support or not the hypothesis. Means why we need hypothesis means, for example, I am taking one simple example. I am taking my h not equal to drug. Okay, this vaccine is suitable for COVID-19 patient. Okay, this vaccine is suitable for COVID-19 patient. Okay, this is my assertion. This is my assumption. This is my just assumption. It will be going to accept, or it will be going to the reject. It will be going to some errors. All things also we can discuss what is what only. Okay, see, in hypothesis mainly we have two terms. That is null hypothesis and alternative hypothesis. See, hypothesis testing is formatted in terms of two hypotheses. That is null hypothesis, it is be denoted by h naught, and the alternative is h1, it is denoted by h1. This is called alternative hypothesis. Now we can see what are there are some errors are there. I already discussed, I think, in biostatistics tutorials. The hypothesis we want to test h1 means alternative is likely true, so there are two possibilities. Okay, what are the possibilities means reject h0 and accept h1. Okay, because of sufficient evidence in the sample in favor of h1. When you can solve the applications or examples related to the type 1 error and type 2 error and h1 h2 and power of the test, you can understand these all things also. Okay, do not reject h naught because of insufficient evidence of support h1. Okay, these are the two possibilities from h1. Okay, means alternative hypothesis. See, this note is very important. Why? Because note that failures to reject h naught does not mean that null hypothesis is true. Okay, when our h naught will fail, then we says that null hypothesis is not true. Okay, there is no formal outcome that says that accept h naught. Every time I am saying that accept h naught, accept h naught, that is not correct. It will be going to the reject, or it will be going to the some errors also, all things also. It is only means that we don't have any sufficient evidence up to support h1. Okay, otherwise we are saying that accept h1 or reject h1. This is we don't say directly accept or reject. We can conclude some test statistics and formulation, all things also. After calculating all calculated value, tabulated all, then we can say that it will be going to accepted or it will be going to the rejected. Okay, these all are the examples. See, these are the related to the biological examples. h naught, defendant is innocent, defendant is guilty. Okay, here my null hypothesis is innocent and alternative is guilty. Okay, see, h naught is rejected if h1 is supported to evidence beyond the reasonable doubt. Okay, you can, I think you can understand this sentence. Failure to reject H naught does not imply innocence, only that the evidence is insufficient to reject it. Okay, you can clear with all things when we solve examples. Okay, this is the numerical example. A company manufacturing RAM chips claims the defective rate of the population is 5%. Means here defectives means we are generally denoted with P means number of defectives and Q means non-defectives. We can generally use binomial distribution also. That P denotes the true defectives probability we want to test. See here P equal to 0.05. My alternative is it is greater than. Here I am not taking not equal to, means it is one tile test. We can discuss also what is one tile test and also all things also. We are going to use a sample of 100 chips from the production of test. Okay, this is just a numerical example. See here you can easily understand. Let X denotes the number of defectives in the sample of 100. Reject H naught if only if this is my critical region. Okay, reject H naught if and only if X is greater than or equal to 10. Choose the arbitrary in this case. Okay, X is called as test statistic. See, this is my p value. Reject H naught. When I will reject H naught, when my test calculated value lies between 10 to 100. Okay, in this interval I am going to reject my H naught. Otherwise, if my values fall in this range, then I am not going to reject H naught. Okay, this is the example. This is also one more example. Why did we choose a critical value of 10 for this example? Means see, because this is a Bernoulli process. I already told you, because there is defective non-defective items. The expected number of defectives in the sample is NP. So if P is 0.05, we should accept NP means 100 into 0.05. So 5 defectives in the sample of 100 seems. So these are all chance causes. These all are chance causes. Okay, it will be acceptable. Therefore, the 10 defects will be the strong evidence of that P is greater than 0.04. Okay, critical value desirable, all things also I will discuss. Okay, these all are the types of error. In every testing some errors are available. Now we can see how to rectify that errors, because we are using a make a decision based on the finite sample. We are not dealing with population, so there is a possibility that we will make a mistakes. The possible outcomes are these all are the possible items. See here I have reject H naught. See, does not reject H naught and reject H naught. Actually it is inverse to the general books. Okay, here H naught is true, here H1 is false. See, when I will tell you briefly what is type 1 error and type 2 error. Reject H naught. Okay, reject H naught. When H naught is true means it will generally denoted by alpha. Reject H naught when, see here I am getting type 1 error. Here which involve means reject H naught. Okay, when H naught is true. Okay, this is type 1 error. Here see, reject H naught when alternative is true. This is correct decision made by the statistician. Okay, this is correct decision, but here I am getting error, so I am taking it as a this is as a alpha and type 1 error. Okay, here see, do not reject H naught when H naught is true. Yes, if H naught is true, we are not going to reject H naught. This is also one correct decision made by the statistician. Okay, now we can see this example. Do not reject H naught when H1 is true. Okay, see, do not reject H naught when alternative is true means it is error term. So this is type 2 error. Okay, it is generally denoted by beta. Generally denoted by beta. Okay, now we can see numerically also. See, the acceptance of H1 when H naught is true is called type 1 error. The probability of committing type 1 error is called the level of significance. It is denoted by alpha, means generally type 1 error is size of test. Size of test or level of significance. Okay, see, this is simple example related to the alpha. The lower significance level alpha, the less likely we are to commit a type 1 error. Generally we would like to small value of alpha, typically 0.05. so it is less value. Generally we can take it as a level of significance. Now we can see how we can calculate it in type 1 error examples, all things. Also, if you take the example of that binomial distribution question, we have already n equal to 100 samples. Okay, n equal to 100, then p equal to 0.05 and q is p equal to 0.05, and critical region is when x is greater than or equal to 10. Okay, here this is my critical region. X is greater than or equal to 10. It is a rejection region. Critical region also known as rejection region. When it will be less than 10, it will be going to the acceptance region. Okay, what is the definition of probability of type 1 error? Means rejecting h naught when h naught is true. So here I am writing as probability of x greater than or equal to 10 when my probability of success value is 0.05. We all know that this is follows binomial distribution. We can just substitute the binomial distribution formula, then you can get the value of type 1 error. Now we can see what is type 2 error. Generally type 2 error means failure to reject h naught when h1 is true is called type 2 error. Okay, means accept h naught when h naught is false or h1 is true. H naught is false but we are accepting h naught, that time we are saying the type 2 error. Here probability of type 2 error denoted by beta, it is also most efficient. We can see all things also. It is impossible to compute beta unless we have a specific alternative hypothesis. Yes, without alternative we are difficult to find out the type 2 error. See, this is the example related to the same thing from here, same thing, same example. See, we cannot compute beta for alternative p greater than or equal to 0 point because the true p is unknown. However, we can compute it for testing. See here my null hypothesis is 0.05 and alternative is 0.1. Okay, so this is my probability value. And what is the rejection region from the binomial distribution question? X less than 10 is the acceptance region and x greater than or equal to 10 is the rejection region. See, this is the example related to the type 2 error. If we need power of the test, we can just take the 1 minus beta. See, this is the probability of type 1 error beta. This is the general notations. Okay, see, this is the important result. Moving the critical value provides a trade-off between alpha and beta. A reduction in beta is always possible by increasing the size of critical region, but the increase of alpha likewise reducing alpha is a possible by decreasing critical. Means not possible to reduce both errors at a time. Okay, not possible to reduce both errors at a time. We can fix some value for one error, then we are going to dealing with another distribution. Okay, see, this is the case study of that example from this is different example. See, let's see what happens when the changes in the critical region from 10 to 8. Here I am taking that up to 8. Okay, if x is less than or equal to 8, then we are not going to the okay, sorry, x less than or equal to 8. This is a rejection region, w bar. What is my w rejection region is x less than or equal to 8 is the acceptance region. Okay, means up to 0 to 8, this is the acceptance region. This is all things are the rejection regions. Okay, or we can say that critical region. These all are the example from the same question, but here rejection region is different and acceptance regions are different. Okay, this is also that same example, but yes, these all are the same examples from that question. See, this is important. Approximation the binomial distribution using the normal distribution. We all know that how we can experiment from binomial to normal. Means we can just take the x minus mu upon sigma. Okay, we can just take this condition and then we can solving with derivations, all things also we can see here. We all know that x minus np, this is the mean of binomial distribution, and npq is the variance of standard deviation of, yes, square root is the square root of npq. If x is a binomial random variable with n-trials and probability of success of each trial is p, then the limiting form of the distribution is, and this is standard normal. Means if we converge just to 0 1, you can just take the example of by taking moment generating function, or you can take the Stirling approximation or central limit theorem. We can approximate this. You can, for proof you can refer books. Okay, this is the example related to the binomial distribution. See, this is my rejection region. Probability of x is less than or equal to 2 to 1. Okay, here my n is 150 and probability of success is 0.05. Here we are in type 1 error rejecting h0 when h0 is true. So here true value we are taking. This is also some mathematical errors are there. You can calculate this manually also. This is also example related to the binomial distribution. This is also how to find beta. See, this is the graphical representation how we are getting from binomial to normal. See, when h naught is true, see, I have here my mean is 25. Okay, this area going to the type 1 error, and this is rejecting h0. Here alpha is 0 point. This is total things are rejection region. Okay, this is only acceptance region. Okay, this is also type 2 error related to the type 2 error. Okay, this is also same thing. Okay, this is also is visual representation. See, this is power of the test is important that we can generally read as gamma. Okay, the power of the test is the probability of rejecting h naught given that a specific alternative is true. Okay, what rejecting h naught when alternative is true. Alternative is true. That is important. Okay, h1 is true. This is called power of the test. We can generally use a gamma equal to 1 minus beta. Some properties of hypothesis testing. See, alpha and beta are related, decreasing, and one generally increases. Means if one measure increases, automatically another decreases. If there is difficult to find both are simultaneously increasing, simultaneously decreasing, that is alpha can be set to desired value of adjusting the critical value, typically lam. Sorry, alpha is a set of 0.0. This is all the critical. Okay, increasing n decreases both alpha and both. This is also we can know. Beta decreases as the distinction between the true value and the hypothesis value h1 is true. Okay, this see when we are one, how we can decide one tail test, two tail test means based on the alternative. When alternative have only less than or greater than, then we can say that one tail test. When our alternative is not equal to like this, then we are saying a two tail test. Okay, this is also, see, this is left tail, this is right tail, this is two tail test. Okay, this is two tail test. Here not equal to, sorry, this is not equal to. How we can get inference in two tail test means consider a production line of resistors that are supported to be 100 ohms. Assume that standard deviation is, so hypothesis are mu equal to 100 and mu not equal to 100. Mu not equal to 100. Let x bar be the sample mean for a sample size n equal to 100. See, here 9 to 8 up to 9 to 8 is okay. This is rejection region. After 102 is rejection region. So 98 to 102 is the acceptance region. Okay, if you sample values file, this is, we can just tell that this is the confidence interval or range of the our statistics. When statistics falls between 98 to 102, we are not going to reject, otherwise we are rejecting. See, this is the graphical representation. This is approximation for two tail test. This is confidence intervals, means how we are getting 100 to 1 minus lambda percent confidence intervals. Okay, test conserving sample means these all things also we can discuss it by with step by step. Okay, when mean is known, when mean is unknown, then two samples, all things also. This is important. What are the steps in hypothesis testing means first we need to step formulate the null hypothesis and alternate hypothesis. Then we need to choose the significance level, either 0.05, either 0.01 or 0.10. All things also. Choose the test statistic and establish the critical region. Critical region is plays a vital role. Then collect the samples and compute the test statistics. If the test statistic is the critical region, reject H naught, otherwise we are not going to reject. This is the conclusion. Okay, this is example related to the mean. C. A batch of 100 resistors have an average of 1 or 2 ohm. This is same example from that example. You can just, here we are using more than large sample test, we are using just test here x bar minus mu by the standard deviation in known, so sigma upon root n. Okay, there is some mathematical errors are there, you can usually visualize by graphical representation also. Here variance is known, and when variance is known we are use z test, when variance is unknown we are use t test for small sample also. Okay, okay, this is also example from variance is unknown. Okay, here we are use t test. Okay, this is example, this is also example from t-test, this is also hypothesis. The p-value we can discuss all things also. See, the p-value is the lowest level of significance at which the observed value of the test, this is the alternative of checking, taking inference by taking. Okay, we can discuss this thing also. Okay, thank you for watching. If you have any queries up to now, you can contact me or you can mail us. From the next video onwards, we can give you clear explanation about hypothesis testing with examples also. Okay, thank you for watching.